The English language is the preferred language for international trade, diplomacy, and popular culture on a global scale. As stated by Riaz Amid 2016, English is very crucial in communication and is the most important tool of communication everywhere. However, having good written skills isn't sufficient when you lack the confidence and ability in speaking the English language, particularly in public. When someone is fluent in speaking the English language, that person would likely excel as it is the most important prerequisite to excel in one's career. Many students have good English writing skills but lack the necessary confidence when speaking. Learning and speaking English takes time and effort. It does not happen overnight. A student may have learned all of the theories, rules, and other pertinent information about how to communicate. Although English is a language and a teacher may have provided regiments in grammar structure input, the fact remains that speaking English is a skill and the emphasis of language learning is on meaningful interaction with the language rather than grammatical rules. It is difficult for a student who does not practice because the only way to achieve complete fluency in a language is to use it consistently. This will boost their confidence and help them overcome their fear of public speaking.
Hi, I'm Dave. So the statement of the problem. This study aims to assess the factors that affect English majors when speaking in public. Specifically, this study intends to answer these following questions. Number one is, what are the factors that affect the speaking proficiency of English majors in public? Number two, what effects what effects does each of these factors have towards English majors speaking in public? Number three is there an alternative approach in handling the negative factors present towards English major speakers in public? For the research objectives, generally this study aims to assess the factors that affect English majors when speaking in public. Again, specifically, this study aims to, number one, identify the positive factors that affect English majors when speaking in public. Number two is to discern the negative factors that affect English majors when speaking in public. Number three, examining the possible interventions in dealing with the negative factors that affect English majors when speaking in public.
The significance of this research. This research would be beneficial to the administrators, teachers, language learners, English majors, and research publishers. First, it will provide administrators with insight into some of the issues students confront when learning to speak in public in English, and it will assist them where possible. This will assist administrators in appreciating the importance of the students acquiring speaking proficiency in English to be competent public speakers, motivating them to invest in speaking skills by providing teachers and students with sufficient and versatile instructional resources to ensure effective acquisition. Teachers would also benefit from this research because it is significant for them to develop their students' speaking skills. They'd be able to offer advice to their students on how to improve their public speaking abilities. It will assist teachers in improving their teaching methodology with the goal of molding students who are able to communicate effectively in English. This would be also beneficial to English majors in being more aware of the elements that can affect their confidence in public speaking. They would gain knowledge that would help them improve their language skills. They will understand that learning English is more than just passing an exam. It is the attainment of communicative competence in the English language. They would increase their confidence in effective relationship abilities such as socializing. They will understand that in order to improve verbal fluency and confidence, students must be exposed to appropriate English structures and participate in oral productive activities. This research is important for language learners. They would be aware that speaking English has many components, such as pronunciation, intonation, grammar, and so on, and that studying the English language would enable them to communicate effectively with people from all over the world. They would be able to improve their communication abilities, as well as the quality of their lives by giving employment options. It has the potential to assist students to enhance their English speaking skills and capacity to communicate effectively. Lastly, the research publishers would also benefit from this study because they can get some information that might be needed in the research and some other question may be answered by this research.
Now allow me to present the scope and limitations of this study. This study will mainly focus on the factors that affect the English major students at Central Mindanao University when it comes to public speaking. This study will also assess their attitude as well as proficiency towards public speaking in English. Moreover, this study aims to identify the positive and negative factors that are present in each individual and the possible intervention of these identified negative factors. This study shall be conducted through a mixed method approach implementing the quantitative and qualitative methods in gathering and analyzing data. With the threat of the pandemic, This study shall employ the medium of online platforms such as Google Forms for the quantitative data and Zoom or Google Meet to gather the qualitative data, whichever is more convenient at the time. This is to ensure the safety of the researchers as well as the respondents of the study.
At this juncture, I will propose to you the Chapter 3 or the methodology of the research proposal. The research design will employ the descriptive analysis method. The descriptive analysis method, by definition, is the type of analysis of data that helps describe, show, or summarize data points in a constructive way such that patterns might emerge that fulfill every condition of the data. This correlates to the research proposal as the descriptive method entails the gathering of data in order to test hypotheses or answer questions pertaining to the current status of the subjects being understudied. Hence, this method will be utilized in determining the factors that affect the public speaking skills of the English major students on Central Mindanao University, as it aims to describe and analyze the factors that might contribute to the effects of the public speaking efficiency of the English major students. Meanwhile, the sampling procedure the researchers will use the purposive sampling technique to identify the participants of the study. This is backed by the study of Foley back at 2018, where purposive sampling, also known as critical demanding or personal sampling, is a non-probability sampling process in which researchers choose members of the population to prioritize in their sample based on their own judgment. This study will utilize purposive sampling when it comes to choosing the subjects of the study, with a total of 24 individuals, all of whom are English majors from Central Mindanao University. The researchers will focus on obtaining subjects from third year and fourth year students, wherein 12 participants will be selected for both levels. This is to ensure that the level of knowledge in relation to the variables of the study is already at the efficient level compared to the lower years. It is important to note that these individuals should have a background or at least a bit of experience as public speakers, so that the researchers may obtain the necessary information pertaining to the research proposal. Meanwhile, the purpose of the study will be the response of the participants from their personal experience of the students pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies at Central Mindanao University's Department of Languages and Literature College of Arts and Sciences. At this juncture, I will present to you the locale of the study. The study will be conducted through both online survey forms, through Google Forms, and two-way virtual interviews due to the current state caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Google Form will be used to further gather the needed raw quantitative data. Meanwhile, video interviews will enable people to conduct interviews automatically by conducting them online. As such, these interviews will take place via Zoom, Google Meet, and Messenger calls. As a result, the study's certainty and locality are restricted only to the Central Mindanao University students, particularly the third and fourth year English major students, and the conduct is limited to them. The study will take place during the second semester of the academic year 2021 to 2022. The data gathering procedure of this research proposal will be: first, the study will be conducted during the year 2021-2022. This will consider the following technical procedures. The researcher will secure an approval letter to conduct the study from the school administrators. After securing the permit, the researcher will immediately work on the revision of a research questionnaire instrument that will be validated by some experts in the field. This is to pertain that the research proposal will use the researcher-made questionnaires in relation to gathering raw quantitative data in measuring the variables of the study. The researchers will explain the purpose of the study to the selected respondents, and then they will make sure each participant corresponds to the predefined criteria. The sample of participants will be selected from the students of Central Mindanao University. Concerning the COVID-19 protocols, the researcher will conduct interview with the participants virtually in their available time. After the researchers collect all necessary data from the participants, the results will be analyzed and interpreted with a mixed method approach. The method of analysis for this study will be then gathered through a quantitative and qualitative approach of the data from the English major students of the Central Mindanao University, where it will be exported in a Word document file. And in terms of quantitative data, the researcher will employ exact statistical tools for it to be examined. As such, then it will be analyzed through the use of thematic analysis, which will be grouped by words, themes, and concepts. Based on the results of the thematic analysis, it will be then categorized into two factors, the negative and positive factors, and identify the factors that affect the public speaking skills of the students. Finally, the researcher will group the major themes of the data and provide conclusions and recommendations gathered from the quantitative and qualitative data. The statistical treatment in this particular research proposal will be in order to provide substantial numerical data. This study will employ Pearson correlation coefficient, or Pearson's R, in order to correlate the identified factor to public speaking, and descriptive analysis will be used in order to tally the frequency of both the positive and negative factors, as well as in presenting the raw quantitative data. Ethical considerations. All participants will voluntarily consent to the participation of the study, and the researcher will carefully consider their confidentiality and anonymity. All the information that will be collected in the interview will be kept confidential and will be disclosed only with the participants' permission or as required by law. Prior to the interview, an informed consent will be given to the participants to further enclose the rights regarding the study, and no harm shall become to the participants during the course of the study, and should they inquire, the results of the study will freely communicated with the participants. As such, this concludes our own research proposal with the main topic of a voice to be heard, factors that affect English major speakers during public speaking in English. Thank you.
The conclusion. This study sought to understand students' public speaking experiences that would help to know the factors that affects their performance in public speaking. Effective public speaking can be achieved through self-effort and hard work. Thus, the purpose of the study is to give knowledge to public, especially learners, to help them give right information on how to build and mold their abilities in speaking in front of the crowd.